Look closely at the fabric of existence. What do you see? A relentless current, indifferent to our desires, often cruel in its unfolding. The ancient world, like our own, grappled with this profound truth. That much of life is beyond our control. We are born into a universe that neither asked for our consent nor promises us ease. And in the face of this overwhelming reality, the human spirit typically rebels, yearns for what is not, or succumbs to despair. But for the Stoics, there was a radical, almost audacious path, not merely to endure what fate delivers, but to embrace it, to love it, to utter with conviction the words, Amor Fati, Amor Fati, the love of one's fate, is far more than a resignation to circumstances. It is not the passive surrender of the defeated, nor the fatalistic shrug of one who believes all agency is lost. Instead, it is an active, almost joyful embrace of everything that happens, recognizing it as an indispensable thread in the grand tapestry of existence. To the uninitiated, this notion can seem perverse, even masochistic. How can one love sickness, loss, injustice, or the inevitable decay of all things? Yet the Stoics understood that true freedom does not lie in altering the unalterable, but in transforming our inner response to it. This profound acceptance is a deliberate act of will, a reorientation of the soul towards reality itself, choosing to see every event not as an external imposition, but as raw material for our own virtue and growth. It is to look upon the storm, not with dread, but with a profound understanding that even the tempest serves the larger magnificent whole. Before one can even contemplate loving their fate, they must first understand the fundamental principle upon which all Stoicism rests, the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, the freed slave who became a philosopher, taught this with unwavering clarity. Some things are up to us, he asserted, and some things are not. Our opinions, impulses, desires, aversions, these are within our control. The body, property, reputation, command, and everything that is not our own doing, these are beyond our control. To confuse these two spheres, to expend energy trying to manipulate what is external, is the source of all human misery. Amor Fati emerges from this distinction when we internalize that we cannot control the events themselves, but only our judgments and reactions to them. A profound shift occurs. We are freed from the Sisyphean task of wrestling with the universe and can instead direct our formidable inner power towards what truly matters, our character, our choices, our inner citadel. For the Stoics, the universe was not a chaotic void, but a rational, ordered cosmos governed by a benevolent providence, or logos. This divine reason permeates all things, orchestrating every event, every birth, every death, every rise and fall into an interconnected, perfect whole. To resist an event, therefore, is not merely to resist a personal misfortune. It is to resist the very fabric of the universe, to set oneself against the will of cosmic reason. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, understood this deeply. He saw that every individual's fate was inextricably woven into the grand design, each seemingly bad event playing its part in a larger, incomprehensible good. Amor Fati, in this light, becomes an act of profound piety, an alignment with the divine order, a recognition that everything that happens is exactly what should happen, not because it is deserved, but because it is necessary for the integrity and unfolding of the whole. What others perceive as calamity, the Stoic sees as opportunity. Adversity, in the Stoic view, is not a punishment but a test, a forge upon which character is hammered into resilience. Every obstacle, every setback, every pain is presented by fate as raw material, not to be avoided, but to be skillfully utilized. Marcus Aurelius famously likened an impediment to action as advancing action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This perspective shifts the paradigm entirely. The bad things that happen are precisely what allow us to practice courage, patience, wisdom, and justice. Without challenge, there is no growth. Without suffering, there is no fortitude. To love one's fate, therefore, is to welcome these trials, not with a grim acceptance, but with an intelligent understanding of their purpose in shaping our soul and solidifying our commitment to virtue. The more formidable the challenge, the greater the potential for demonstrating our inner strength. Seneca, the Roman statesman and philosopher, often reflected on the nature of misfortune and our response to it. He argued that truly wise individuals are not surprised by adversity. They anticipate it, integrate it into their understanding of life. They do not wish for a life free of hardship, for they know that such a wish is both futile and deprives them of the very challenges that hone their virtue. For Seneca, the sage understands that external events are indifferent, neither good nor bad in themselves. It is our judgment that assigns them value. Thus, even the most crushing misfortunes can be met with an inner calm, a tranquil mind that has already embraced the possibility of their occurrence. This radical acceptance, born of foresight and philosophical training, allows us to face the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune not as victims, but as masters of our inner world, finding peace precisely where others find despair. Epictetus, having experienced the crushing reality of slavery, understood deeply where true freedom resides. It is not found in the absence of external constraints, but in the internal liberation from desire for what is outside our control. To love one's fate, for Epictetus, is to align one's will with the inevitable flow of events. It is to stop wishing that things were different, and instead to wish for things to happen exactly as they do. This profound shift is the gateway to invulnerability. If nothing that happens can shake your inner tranquility because you have already consented to it, then you are truly free. No tyrant, no illness, no loss can touch the citadel of your mind. This is the radical freedom offered by Amor Fati. Not freedom from suffering, but freedom from the suffering caused by resisting what cannot be resisted, enabling us to live in perfect harmony with the universe. It is crucial to understand that Amor Fati is not an endorsement of passivity or a justification for injustice. Loving one's fate does not mean accepting evil or refraining from virtuous action. Instead, it is the wisdom to accept what has already occurred as an unalterable fact, thereby freeing our energy and intellect to act virtuously in response. If an injustice has been done, the Stoic accepts the fact of its occurrence, Amor Fati, then applies wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance to address it effectively. The acceptance is of the reality of the situation, not of its moral rectitude. This distinction is vital. It allows us to face difficulties without the paralyzing emotional turmoil of, "Why me?" or "if only," thereby empowering us to act with clarity, purpose, and a steadfast commitment to the cardinal virtues. It is the serene yet fierce determination to make the best of whatever hand is dealt, using it as an opportunity to embody excellence. Amor Fati is not reserved for grand tragedies or profound philosophical contemplation. It is a discipline for every moment, every small frustration, every minor disappointment. The missed connection, the broken object, the rude remark, the unexpected rain, these are daily invitations to practice. Instead of irritation, frustration, or anger, the Stoic asks, "Can I accept this? Can I embrace this small, inconvenient fact as part of the unfolding day, as a tiny piece of the cosmic order?" Every such acceptance strengthens the muscle of Amor Fati, preparing us for larger challenges. It cultivates a profound inner resilience, a lightness of being that sheds the burden of resistance. It teaches us to dance with life's unpredictable rhythm, rather than constantly fighting against the beat. This continuous conscious practice transforms the mundane into the meaningful, forging a character capable of meeting any event with equanimity and purpose. To truly love one's fate is to achieve a radical form of freedom, perhaps the only genuine freedom available to us. It is the freedom from fear, from anxiety about the future, and from regret about the past. By willingly embracing all that comes, the Stoic dissolves the very conditions that allow external events to disturb their inner peace. There is no longer a gap between what is and what one wishes were, no longer a battle between personal will and universal will. Instead, there is a profound, tranquil alignment. This state of being allows for a deep, unshakable serenity, an inner fortress impervious to the vicissitudes of fortune. It is not merely enduring, it is thriving amidst the unpredictable dance of existence, becoming an active, conscious participant in the cosmic play, fully alive to the present moment, whatever it brings. This is the ultimate promise of Amor Fati, a life lived not in defiance, but in joyous harmony with the universe. Amor Fati, then, is not merely a philosophical concept. It is a profound way of life, a spiritual discipline that calls us to an active, conscious engagement with reality in its entirety. It demands courage to face the uncomfortable truths of existence and wisdom to discern what is within our power and what is not. It requires a relentless cultivation of inner virtue, ensuring that whatever fate delivers, we respond not with weakness or despair, but with strength, justice, and equanimity. It is the ultimate acceptance, not of defeat, but of the universe itself, its order, its chaos, its relentless unfolding. And in that acceptance, we paradoxically discover our deepest freedom, not from the chains of circumstance, but from the self-imposed prison of resistance. To love your fate is to become truly sovereign, master of your own soul, finding peace not despite the world's tumult, but precisely within its heart. It is a journey from the disquiet of what is to the profound peace of what is embraced.